Greetings, programs. This is Wretch. Welcome back to Sherlock Holmes, Crimes and Punishments. And now we're going to move on to the next case, guys. A Half Moon Walk, which sounds interesting. That looks like a very foreboding alleyway. Let's see what's going on here.
Where are you going, Holmes? Have you been invited somewhere?
We have been invited, Watson.
We have? Where to?
To the Baker Street Irregulars' annual dinner. They sent us an invitation. It is on the table.
A dinner? How could those street urchins afford anything like that? I can't understand your interest in them, Holmes. They're dirty. They wouldn't hesitate to steal your wallet.
Watson, you should be excited. It is a secret dinner. Its location changes every year. Read the menu. Sounds mouth-watering.
All right. We, the secret police of Baker Street, invite you, Sherlock Holmes, and Dr. Watson to our annual dinner. Menu, entree, frozen rat-head salad. Is this a joke?
Not at all. Pray continue.
Main course, sow's udder in Danny Nutcracker's way. Sounds disgusting, Holmes. Hedgehog goulash. Street turnips in homemade juice. And it goes on.
I can hear them on the stairs now.
Oh, we can't go there. We can't eat that.
Watson, you'll hurt the feelings of those poor children. We have to go.
Oh, Mr. Holmes.
It is fine, Mrs. Hudson.
Mr. Holmes!
Wiggins, Dr. Watson is getting ready. He will be delighted to join us. You don't look well, my young man. Is there something wrong? Don't tell me the dinner is cancelled.
Mr. Holmes, it's my brother Leighton. He's in a prison cell. They say he's killed 2 men. You have to help us, Mr. Holmes, 'cause I know he didn't do it.
Where is he now?
From what I've heard, they took him to the yard, and they gave him a good beating already. You know what they're like. They'll hang him. They won't look any further.
Holmes, we have to help him.
And forget about the dinner? Wiggins, I'll take the case.
You're fantastic, Mr. Holmes. I'll be waiting for you at the crime scene. You'll be there, right? It's on Half Moon Street in Whitechapel.
Very well.
Well, they already did a Jack the Ripper case, didn't they? Well, before we head over there, let's look at our brief. Solve the crime at Half Moon Street, investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses, interrogate Leighton, and examine his belongings at Scotland Yard. Okay. First before that, Toby!
Hello, Toby. All you need now is a shawl and a mop cap, and you could be Mrs. Hudson's younger sister.
Dog fancier achievement unlocked. Are you still there, my muse? Looks that way. Alright. Well, let's go check the letters. See if we get a postscript on that last case that we did. The Times. Sensation. An exotic method of murder. The arsenal of our present-day criminals may soon be refilled with poisonous plants. A young and beautiful woman, in collaboration with her colleague at Kew Gardens, planned the terrible murder of their director, Mr. Montague Dunn. Only one detective was able to uncover the truth behind a tragedy that was initially believed to be a simple heart attack. That detective's name is Sherlock Holmes. Good deal. I hope that we went the right direction there. Okay, so shall we go to... Let's see. Train whistle. Oh, we got to keep the deadly plant. Where's the deadly plant? I know we can probably find that if we look hard enough. It's probably in Holmes's room. I wouldn't think Watson would want it anywhere there. Nope. No, well. Well, since we're going out, might as well get on ye old top hat. And let's go to the wardrobe. Black suit. Brown. Oh, yeah, that looks good. That's a different look for us. Stylish. Though the hat is a different color than the rest of the suit. Well, the brown band. Black vest. We'll go with it. We'll stick with our decision. It's Sherlock Holmes. I'm sure he knows what's best. Let us head over to... Well, we need to go to the crime scene first before we talk to the guy, because maybe we can find some more clues. So they said that he's killed 2 men, and his name is Leighton. So that could be interesting. Let's see how severe the murders are. Hi. Whoa, that is the way out. Okay. And I bet this is the way out as well. Or, you know, just creepy music. Ah. Okay, well then.
Please, gentlemen, leave the scene now. Oh, Mr. Holmes, is that you?
Good evening, Constable...
Constable Marrow. I was here with Inspector Aberline during the Ripper case, Mr. Holmes, back in '88. But then this is nothing like that case. With this one, we've got the murderer, the weapon, and the statements, which speak for themselves.
Of course, Marrow. But you know that appearances can sometimes be deceiving. Who were the victims?
The 2 men here, both shot. The stout fellow was Brian Vercotti, a well-known ruffian. The other, Kenneth Butler, a jeweller by trade.
You spoke of statements. You have witnesses?
Well, I was there, so I gave my own statement. And then there were 2 other witnesses who said they saw the killer Chapman. Mr. Turner, a gentleman who lives in that flat over there. And Polly Powell, a flower seller, who was over at the far side of the street.
So, Constable Marrow, I should be delighted to hear your testimony.
I was standing at the north side of Half Moon Street. That was the side that you came from.
But you would have been unable to observe this part of the street, where we are standing now.
That is correct. But I saw the 2 victims slowly enter Half Moon Street, and then shortly after, the fireworks started. A few minutes after that, the fellow Chapman rushed towards me and ran into Half Moon Street.
Please continue.
I didn't pay attention, but suddenly I heard a woman's cries and police whistles on the other side of Half Moon Street. I rushed over there and I saw the 2 dead bodies on the ground. When I reached Whitechapel Street, I saw Leighton Chapman. He'd been caught by 2 police constables.
Did you hear the shots?
I didn't hear any shots. The fireworks were all over the sky. They were so loud I couldn't hear anything else.
Oh, literal fireworks. Okay.
What were the fireworks in honour of, Constable?
Well, today's Queen Victoria's birthday, Mr. Holmes.
Ah, yes, I appear to have lost track of the days. It is May now, of course. Constable Marrow, what else caught your attention while you were running through Half Moon Street?
I saw nothing but rats, and I took the time to light every corner with my lamp.
Did you happen to look up at Mr. Turner's window when you were on Half Moon Street at that time?
Yes, I saw that the window was open, but no one was there. It was dark in the room.
Constable, your statements have been of great value to me.
Just because it was dark in there doesn't mean that there was no one there watching. Oh, that must be him right now. Lovely looking fellow. Alright. Let's examine some bodies.
He tried to stop the bleeding with his hand. Death was not instant.
Poor guy. Oh.
The bullet penetrated his stomach, a dreadful wound. A tattoo from Westgate Prison. Vercotti must have done some time there.
Even British prison tattoos look better.
Brian Vercotti suffered greatly. What a terrible way to die.
Sorry to see that, Brian. Now let's look at Kenneth here. Ooh. Plates. Stuck object. Piece of wood.
A piece of wood that has stuck between the cobblestones. Let us take a closer look. This shard of wood is quite new.
Someone trying to stake a vampire? Or it could be the end of a cane.
The bullet struck his head. This man didn't stand a chance. This is an ordinary key. I wonder what kind of door it opens.
One thing that I do appreciate from the original Holmes stories, and sometimes they don't talk about it often in the TV shows. In the TV shows and a lot of the movie adaptations, he's a master of all situations. The thing about it is that Holmes purposely took information he considered irrelevant to his work and made sure he'd never learned about it, because he wanted to make sure that his brain had all the room available for the stuff he deemed important. Oh, hello there, Wiggins. Mr. Turner. Nice medal. What's that for?
Good evening, Mr. Turner.
I heard Constable Marrow reply to you as Mr. Holmes. Are you that detective gentleman? I've heard of you. And, well, I know things about this evening.
Excellent. Might we hear your story?
Let's get a profile first before we get the story. Nice sideburns. Metal clasp. Crimean War. Okay. War veteran. Very proud of that. Missing buttons. Poor life. Requires support. Weak leg. Limping. Probably a war wound, perhaps.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
I was already in bed when the fireworks started. A few moments after, I clearly heard 2 gunshots from outside.
Please continue.
2 gunshots.
I quickly got up and I grabbed the lamp from my nightstand and I rushed towards the window. I looked down and I saw 2 bodies. And there was a man with a gun who was standing nearby.
Where exactly?
Well, near this body.
Did he notice you?
I don't think so. He rushed towards Whitechapel Street without looking around.
Mr. Turner, did you see anyone else in the street?
No, I saw no one but that man, the murderer, the fellow they caught.
Now remember, the constable said that when he looked up at this window, that the window was dark.
Were the 2 shots you heard consecutive?
Yes, there was a very short pause between them, and they sounded different somehow. It seemed to me that the second shot was louder than the first.
That is an interesting comment. Mr. Turner, what were your actions after you stepped up to the window?
I was afraid that the man with a gun might return, so I stayed close to the window till I saw the policeman coming in the half-moon from Whitechapel. Then I walked out to tell them everything I saw.
You have helped us a great deal, Mr. Turner.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Dark window with Turner's view. Mr. Turner stated that he remained at the window of his flat until the police arrived. However, this is in conflict with Morrow's statement, as the constable did not see anyone at the window. Yes, indeed. And then different shots. 2 victims. Nope, nothing there so far. So we need to bring up the contradiction of the statements with both folks.
Mr. Turner, you have stated that you remained close by your window after the crime. Is that correct?
Oh, yes, Mr. Holmes. I stayed at my window until the policeman arrived to examine the dead bodies.
That is very interesting, Mr. Turner. Constable Marrow stated that he did not see anyone at the window when he was running through Half Moon Street.
Well, I think Constable Marrow and me, we might have been distracted by the whistles and shouts coming from Whitechapel. We could have missed each other somehow. You understand what I mean? It was a bit of a stressful moment, to tell you the truth, sir.
Allow me to form my own theories, Mr. Turner. Would you mind showing me the view that you had from your window?
Not at all, Mr. Holmes. Please, follow me.
That's a significant limp.
Mr. Turner appears to live very modestly.
And there's his cane over there. Oh, we need to see if the cane has a... Oh, we can't examine it. I was going to see if it had a piece broken out of the bottom. Oh. Aha.
A perfect match. So, Mr. Turner broke his stick when it became stuck between the cobblestones. He did not mention that he was so near to the victims.
Yes, indeedy.
The books on this shelf are in a mess. It looks as though Mr. Turner was trying to find something in a hurry here a short while ago.
Okay, bookshelves have been found.
This fire is dying out. It was last tended to over an hour ago.
Fire, ashes, burnt paper.
The papers are almost entirely burned. I am unable to see what's written here. These words are illegible. The papers were thrown into the fire just a short while ago.
So what was he hiding? And there he is, just staring at us underneath the kitchen light. Ew.
Mr. Turner was roused from his bed by the sound of gunshots.
Okay. There's the window in question. And we will talk to you in just a moment, sir.
This kitchen knife is quite sharp.
Kitchen table, sweepings, shredded paper. Ah.
There are pieces of shredded paper scattered over the table. This kitchen knife was used to cut the paper. So, that's the view Mr. Turner had when he opened the window. The dead body of Kenneth Butler.
There's Wiggins.
Brian Vercotti's contorted corpse. Mr. Turner had a perfect view of the crime scene. He saw the bodies clearly, and Leighton Chapman standing over them.
And those lanterns were just there? Approached the body, took something, broke... Ah! Okay, so he grabbed something. He came in, placed the broken stick. Wait. Let's reset that. Okay. Let's do this. He got up from the bed first. opened the window. S2 looked down. Approached the body, took something. Oh, this is interesting. Placed the broken stick, took something, cut papers with the knife, threw something into the fire. So, he woke up, saw what had happened, went downstairs, grabbed something, came back, put his cane down, cut up the paper, burnt the paper.
So Mr. Turner used a book to hide an object that he found on Kenneth Butler's body. The question is, what did he find?
Oh, he cut the pieces of paper to make room. Ah. Gotcha. Fat prints.
I can see prints from greasy fingers upon the cover of this book. Let us take a closer look.
The grease is new. Moby Dick. Call me Ishmael.
Well now, what a find. A precious jewel, concealed inside a book. A bracelet with unique ram's head design, a distinctive feature of ancient Grecian artifacts, probably of the Hellenistic era.
Well, that's interesting. Let's have a chat here with Mr. Turner now.
Mr. Turner, how would it be possible for a man of advanced years, such as yourself, to rush from his bed to the window in a matter of seconds, as you have stated?
Well, I'm able to move very quickly, despite my age. And when the situation requires it, Mr. Holmes.
I highly doubt that, Mr. Turner. I observe that you suffer a severe limp due to your injured right leg. It would have taken at least 10 seconds for you to approach the window. That means you could have easily missed something or someone in Half Moon Street during that time.
You're right, Mr. Holmes. I could have missed something. But it did seem to me that everything happened so quickly. Oh, time can pull tricks on you.
And what of everything else that you told us? Mr. Turner, it is vital that we have your complete and true statement.
Mr. Holmes, I do assure you that the other things I said were most sincere.
Mr. Turner, you were not sincere with me. Not then, and not now.
But Mr. Holmes...
This, Mr. Turner, does not look like anything that a poor man might possess. It is worth more than the home that you live in.
I can explain.
No, merely correct me if I am wrong. You saw Leighton Chapman through the window, but you also noticed a glittering object on the ground, this precious jewel. You walked down and took the bracelet from the body of Kenneth Butler, and when you heard the whistles, you hurried away. That broke your walking stick. It caught fast between the cobbles. Constable Marrow was unable to see you in the window, as you were climbing up the stairs on your way back to your flat. Upon returning home, you hid the precious jewel inside a book.
Mr. Holmes, please don't send me to prison. I didn't do anything bad. I'm just a poor man. When I chanced upon the bracelet, I saw it as an opportunity to make a little money. I was desperate. I only took the bracelet, that's all, I swear.
You made a mistake by lying to me. But you are not a criminal. I believe that. Although I must return this bracelet to its rightful owner.
Inquire into the bracelet and figure out what that's all about.
That's why it's better to stay at home at night.
Okay. Yeah, he just seemed a good guy. Just someone down on his luck who'd served and was trying to get a leg up. Pun not intended there. Alright, so we had this area down this alleyway. We need to go talk to the flower lady?
It would be my pleasure to assist you with your investigation, Mr. Holmes.
I'm always wondering what's on your mind, Holmes.
Yes, indeed. Let's head this way. I'm also noticing a little bit of a frame rate issue. You guys see that? High-class Thornton shoe repairs. Half Moon Street. Polly Powell.
Mrs. Powell?
What do you want?
My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm assisting the police with their investigation of the crime that took place this evening.
Well, I've already gave my testimony, but very well.
Oh wow, we can't even do a profile.
Could you tell us everything that you may have seen or heard?
Yes. I was selling my flowers as usual, and then the fireworks began, in honour of Queen Victoria. I enjoyed those. But then, all of a sudden, a young lad ran out of Half Moon Street and stopped just by me. He had a gun in his hand. He was like a ghost, and all covered in blood. It was dark, but I could see him, because of the flashes from the fireworks.
And then?
I screamed as loud as I could. I knew that a policeman should be on duty in the vicinity. He had no time to escape. 2 constables got him. Then another constable came out from the very same street, and I heard him talking of a horrible murder.
Mrs. Powell, did you hear the gunshots?
I'm not sure. You know, what with the fireworks?
Did you see anyone else leaving Half Moon Street, prior to or at the time of the crime?
No, sir, I did not. Even with all the fireworks, I was very attentive, as I'm always on the lookout for customers.
My thanks to you, Mrs. Powell.
Investigate the crime scene and talk to witnesses completed. Okay. Well, let's see. We need to interrogate Layden and examine his belongings, and investigate the ancient bracelet, which means we need to search the archive for some clues. Okay. Good deal. Well, I think we've gotten some good information right off the bat. We need to figure out what that bracelet's about, and there's definitely something going on here. So we'll have to see what clues we're able to glean in the next episode, guys. Hope you all have enjoyed it. If you liked the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.